Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I am going to be showing you an amazing rosy balayage transformation. This gloss formula is a coppery rose, brunette almost, definitely not a blonde, gloss formula that you're going to want in your tool belt this fall. It screams fall, it's rosy, it's rich, it's warm, it's amazing. If you guys want to see how I bring Nicole from this before to this after, then just keep watching. So here is Nicole's before. She has used some box color in the past. It is slightly lighter than her natural, and she has been using kind of like coppery colors. She definitely likes some warmth. I didn't think that her previous color was too far off from her natural, so I didn't do a base color. I am just balayaging and hoping that the balayage and the gloss blends that natural enough. Our goal is to eventually get her completely natural to help create a really low maintenance hair color for her. So rather than needing to come in every 6 weeks for a root touch up, if we let that natural grow out a little bit more and blend that line of demarcation a little bit, then we will get her to a much more low maintenance hair, which is the goal because balayage lasts a lot longer. So I am using Jacqueline color and I am using Brilliant Lightener plus Brilliant Paint with a scoop of Truss 8X powder. I'm using 30 volume with this and Olaplex. As always, links to purchase all of these will be in the description. I am using a 2-inch chip brush. I love painting with these brushes. The natural bristles give me a really nice smooth blend. You can buy them at Walmart, you can buy them at Home Depot, you can get them on Amazon, anywhere that you can buy a natural wooden regular chip paintbrush. They're very cheap. You can get a pack of 10 for a few dollars, and I love using these. They're really only good for 1 or 2 uses because the hairs are natural. They eventually get like gummy and you have to throw them away. So as usual, I am working in 3 sections. So the 2 front sections and then bricklaying in the back. I am leaving pieces in between for dimension and giving it a little tease and then painting as I go. Sometimes I take zigzag parts, as you can see. Sometimes I take diagonal parts. Again, I like this to be nice and organic. I think that the more random you take these parts, the better it lays. It's a more smooth blend when the hair is kind of living in its natural place. I always kind of work in that V shape, going up on either side and leaving a little bit of a shadow in the center. And then the ends I really saturate because that's where I really want the brightness and then kind of more of a blend through the mids. Finish that section and then I just start working on the other side. I do the exact same thing. Since Nicole does have bangs, I am being cautious not to balayage up to the scalp because sometimes, unless you are also lightening the bangs, which unless my clients really want to go from like a brown to a blonde, if they're okay with kind of that longer rooted area, typically that looks better in my opinion with a bang, because if you have a dark bang and then highlights that come all the way up, it really doesn't look natural. It's also kind of hard to balayage bangs. I would typically just do like teasy lights, but because she is not trying to be very blonde by any means and she also wants a very low maintenance grow out, I am choosing to just keep it lower. And her hair is so long, I can get away with that. If her hair was really short, we would maybe have to bring it up a little bit more just because there wouldn't be that much lightness, but because Nicole's hair is so long, I felt good about doing it below the bang. So you can see here in the back, I am just starting to bricklay and really just doing the same thing. This is just what I consider a full paint. I feel like I get through these quick, they're very easy, and it just leaves a very sun-kissed, it doesn't have a lot of oomph. You'll see that she doesn't get super duper duper light, but when you kind of layer a few of these sessions on top of each other, that's when you get light, and this is just for people who want a nice, natural, sun-kissed look. I am going to tone Nicole very rosy. She showed me some like rose-colored balayages, like a rosy, light brown balayage, and so you will see the toner that I use for that, but I like to do this just when somebody wants to be a little bit sun-kissed, and then obviously we do cover a lot of these highlights with that rosy toner, but as that fades, it will fade to a really nice warm blonde color underneath, which should complement the base that she's working with right now. I am using MB mesh, and then you can see I run out of those and I just switched to my Product Club foils. I prefer the mesh a little bit more just because it's so lightweight, it sticks to the hair, but the foils do just fine. You can see I don't incubate these airtight by any means. It's mostly just to stop bleeding. I do like to put a little swipe of the lightener on my hand. You don't want to go in with way too much saturation. That's how you create spots. So I do think that when I clean my brush off a little bit on my hand first, that helps me have a smoother application. Here is kind of the placement. It does look a little bit crazy when that teasing is still in there. When we bring her back to the bowl and tone and Olaplex, we will work through all of that. So here is her toner formula. This is where you want to screenshot or write it down. We are using 08V, 04RV, 06GI, a little bit of pastel pink. Don't be scared to use this. It is not very pigmented, and 07NW. This was the first time I've mixed this formula, but it turns out, just wait, to be such a cool color. So here Bailey got me mixing these. I don't really know exactly how much I used of all of them, but based on your client's color that they're left with at the bowl, decide on that. Mainly what's giving us the rose gold is like the 6GI mixed with 4RV. So kind of when you just mix the red violet, a little bit of violet with gold gives you a really cool rosy color. So if I would have used too much of that 04RV, she would have gotten a little bit too dark. So that's why I even diluted it almost a little bit with 07NW to neutralize it a little bit, because she didn't want to be like crazy red by any means. So I think it is a really cool fall toner to have in your tool belt. I am obsessed with how it turned out. So you can see this is just me applying it to her hair. I let that sit for about 15 minutes because I really did want this to get some coverage because she did like that rosy color. I load her up with Olaplex, bring her back to my chair, and give her a nice cut. You guys ask about styling products a lot, so here's a little cocktail I like to make. I like to take the Amika regular styling mousse mixed with the new purple leave-in mousse, and the purple leave-in, it doesn't have a hold, it's very moisturizing, so I like to mix that with the mousse with the hold, and that gives me the perfect amount. It's very, very minimal hold. I like to just put something with a little bit of hold when I'm doing a blowout just to prevent static, to kind of keep the hair clinging to the brush nice. I just feel it gives me a good blowout rather than just like dry product-free hair. It gets really staticky and kind of wild. So check out this color in the natural light, you guys, and with that red bush behind her, oh, I am just in love. So again, that formula is in the video. I hope you guys like this. If you have any questions whatsoever, please let me know. You can see how some of those real blonde pieces on her end pick up the rose even more, and as this fades, blonde will start to peek through, and it should be really pretty on all the in-between stages. So again, I hope you guys like this video. If you have any questions, please leave them down below. I would be happy to chat with you in the comment section, and if you are not already subscribed, I would love to have you, and thank you so much for watching. Bye.